composition together. Showmaker having a bit of a giggle. Oh, is it? I feel like he's giggling too much for it to be way into the Viktor.
Maybe Syndra? Xerath!
That will make sense.
I mean, beat him with the long range. There you go. And now, so this pick, I feel like, yeah, okay, you pick it against the Viktor in mid.
Okay, but
with the rest of the comp, though?
Yeah, okay, but I agree. I don't actually think this works into the comp at all. But how do they get on top of him? Like, how do they reach Showmaker?
Cassante flank?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
that's about it. I don't think they really have great ways to get on top of this. What I assume will be a big threat if Showmaker can maintain a level play. It does kind of a lot more well-rounded.
Game 2 begins right now. Alrighty, here we go. Will we see First Blood happen at the level 1 again? Probably unlikely, although Barrel is going pretty deep into the jungle. They are not on the blue side of the jungle. T1, they went for their own invade, got a couple of deep wards. One in the lane as well. They want to see what this lane swap is going to look like, if it will happen, and it does look like it will happen. As TK are sending their bot lane to the top lane.
See how long she waits to walk over? Because we have seen that specific ward a bunch of times before. We see even T1 actually ping the same location there. Saw a vision ping there. There is no vision, but they do not know that. Still playing accordingly, and it makes sense. I feel like with champions like Viktor, it always feels like a Cold War race for who can have the most range. And outside of Hui, Xerath is basically the poster boy.
Happening throughout all of this. They're actually fighting right now, aiming. Does he have Valkyrie? Probably not.
Doesn't.
If the Q hits, I think he would have been forced to flash, but not going to happen. And Ocean Drake goes over to T1. Lane stayed here, framing quite nice. As it is pushing into him, he's denying a lot of CS from Doran, in this case, his lane opponents, Corki versus Cassante. But yeah, all the grubs
play the game, and it looks like the feats, or at least this one feat, it's just going to get given over. They're not going to bother.
Yeah. You know, it's nice to deny the grubs as well. I don't think they really had a chance to deny it here. The flash engage Renata, shocker, does not work out. But I was going to say maybe he got the flash out of someone, but he didn't even. Just kind of missed.
It's for Continent Core.
Yeah, so, yeah.
If that was,
nice try, Carrier. Good effort, good effort.
That was a rumble. Maybe this sheds some light on why the Braum wasn't picked.
They had enough of Engage Braum.
Yeah. So now, T1, first feat already in the pocket. Wukong and Rakan are quite good at going in, baiting out, and then weaving in and out of the fight again. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Lucid, though, is here. They're turning this one around. It was a bait all along. First Blood given over to Lucid, and they want a bit more. Barrel getting pretty low. Owner, he says, this is my kill, but Barrel's going to get away. Meanwhile, we got the bailout here. Lucid looks like he will get the kill and deny the bailout. Can he actually survive, too? That would be insane. They all survive after that. Unbelievable.
Never will reach 60% plays all the time, Valdez, as not only do they get the first blood, but they get 2 kills on the Wukong.
Yeah, it's Trinity Force done. He is... Yeah, this is getting pretty crazy.
If they get first turret blood here, though, the first blood doesn't really matter. It looks like that is going to be the case.
I mean, they're going to dive Doran here, but he is Cassante. Doesn't matter. The damage, yes, it is stacking, but first turret blood goes to T1, so they get the feats of strength on their side.
Depends on what happens to Dragon here, because I think T1 takes that. The boots are strong, But if DK then also answer with a turret of themselves and get Dragon because Doran isn't there, Doran is going to be fine, right? He's going to come back up in about 10 seconds, has his teleport available. So I'd say that's still a T1 favorite trade just because of the fact that it opens up boots. And unlike last game, I also don't feel like they had to kind of weather the storm against the poke. Well, kind of played out as half poke, half. We saw a lot of spears, but with the solo laners getting fed, it was not just that. But this time around, they have a lot of team fighting power. I don't know though. DK, they're coming in.
Trying to snipe out Guma here. It's not really doing much. That equalizer was pretty bad from CU. It's just missing everyone. Did not inspire much joy. And chains coming in, but will be cleansed off. Nice little McHale's. Bit of damage coming in as he's pulled towards the guys he's burning. Got to be careful with that one, as now Owner in a lot of trouble. Has to go back in looking for the reset, and he will be taken out. But he will go down himself. So 1 for 1, but your T1, I mean, you get the Mountain Drake. A bit of range with the Xerath here. They're trying to siege onto this mid turret and get a bit more, as actually maybe even an engage here, but instead it's just Cassante. And the engage doesn't happen. Beryl says, better luck next time.
Got that first, meant that he could cleanse Shiu, and then Keria could have definitely used his Renata ult earlier. I think that could have actually saved Owner because they just needed a bit more time to actually get the reset. And it is with Xin Zhao, if you can get into a longer fight with your heal on your passive as well as Sundered Sky, you can really survive a lot. So instead is going to be, I think, a DK favorite trade. If you take another look, the ults, pretty bad here from DK. Yeah. Neither of them really does anything.
Oh, he actually hit Keria with 1 tick.
Yeah, it's exactly. And then T1, you got the Dragon. Like, they use a bunch of their cooldowns, and I think they should take it and leave it at that, but that's not the case.
Oh, Faker in a bit of trouble. He does have Keria nearby, though, as the Wukong doing a decent amount of damage with the fedness he got early on, but Faker is going to live, and now the rest of T1 comes over the top. Beryl will be taken out in essentially a 4v1. The rest of DK just backed away from that play.
To bring us to a game number 3. Doran might be in some trouble here, but even if he ends up going down, I don't think it means too much.
Oh, Shiu trying to beat him into this fight. Doran, oh, this time it's a nice equalizer. He's burning the whole way through, but it's Cassante. Here comes Lucid, and he kind of messes up the angle. Doran's just gonna maybe run this one off aiming. No, not again. He's gonna flash forward, and he's gonna bait Lucid into it. Lucid is so dead. As eventually he does be taken out, as T1, they get a big win in that pick, and now they'll look for Anakan.
And that's a Doran special right there! I thought he was dead. Clearly DK thought he was dead as well. And the overchase ends up costing them dearly, as now T1. Not only did they get those kills, but also Shiu doesn't have ult. As Anakan feels like it might be a done deal. Doran's still alive. We'll see if SHOWMAKER and his buddies can turn the tide, but with the zone control, I don't think that's happening.
He's going to just have to try to get in there and go for the steal. They are looking to take out Guma, but he's just not that weak. And now he's got the buff. The rest of T1 thinking about going in. They're just going to back away from this one. Actually, a TP from Faker will be denied, so kind of odd positioning there, but he's going to back away. And T1 get away with the buff, and we'll look for another push.
Really big. And yeah, DK, I was about to say, you gotta hightail it towards that Dragon. You cannot give away the Mountain Soul. Shiu doesn't have his TP available, but neither does anyone on T1 have TP. Flash W connects, and now they might lose Soul for that, and that would bring us to, I think, almost guaranteed game number 3, Valdez.
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see how this one does play out. It's still at least an even gold state, so maybe there's a fight that DK can take. Lucid, though, spotted on the flank. And
get the Dragon. The problem is that you don't actually kill anyone, but there's no TPs. I think T1 should just send it.
I mean, you've got the buff, right? You've got the res. Lucid spotted. He's ulted away. He's not able to get in range. They don't even commit to this one, DK. As, yeah, just gonna McHale's the slow off, and DK back out of that. So Mountain Soul over to T1. No Baron, and I mean, at least for DK, maybe you can kind of just wait out the timing as Faker's just kind of wandering into the jungle. He's like, I will use this. I'm using it, guys. Please take me down.
I love how DK is just like, no. Not doing it, which...
Please get...
Well, they still get stuff for taking him down. As long as you don't trade kills, I think you still should.
Yeah, 100 gold.
Yeah. That's still 100 gold if you don't...
Sure. Yeah. T1 in this case.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
DK not doing a lot of thinking. A lot of instinctual reacting, that's the word. Barrel spots them and then just runs away. You don't need the Xayah. You can just play Corki with Rakan. T1 going for T1 Baron, just gonna start it up on Vision and say, okay, come at us. And what are you gonna do about it? Keria is getting chunked by this Corki, but now with the TP coming in, they want to turn around and run away. Aiming in a rough spot. Lucid goes for the ult, but they take T1 off the Baron. Keria is still pretty low, but Lucid did use his ultimate ability, so did Beryl. So still 5 ults here for T1. And to be honest, I mean, they might just start it up again. They have total control of this area of the map, so really the onus is on DK to try to check it.
But they can also keep trading health bars, quote unquote, because they have the shield. So you can see, as long as you use that, it's going to be really hard to win. There's another TP, this time it's Faker.
I mean, the flanking Viktor, not as crazy, but Owner's getting in there. He's really making this happen, as now the flanking Viktor trying to burst down SHOWMAKER, and that he will with the help of Guma. They get a couple of kills, and Guma will survive as well. And so I guess that flanking Viktor was pretty good after all. And Lucid,
can he even kill Doran? He has ult. Oh no, sorry, his ult just timed out.
Yeah, I guess he's got Corki. Okay, that's a nice little pick. Doran's just gonna get picked for free.
Yeah, he has Cleaver. Good enough. Corki is his passive. They're able to get through him. That was definitely one of the most proactive Viktor plays I've ever seen. Do appreciate that. TPing in, flashing over the ball, getting the Mega Storm, and they'll get Baron, but who cares? They further solidify the gold lead. Take a bunch of crucial cooldowns.
Everybody was like, okay, kill SHOWMAKER, he's out of position, he has no flash. So nicely done by Guma and Faker there.
T1 clearly tightened it up after game number 1. The only way they lose is if they, oh my god.
Nice equalizer, but that's a Xinjiao. So not really amounting to too much. See you now in a really rough spot. Just totally caught up. Barrel as well just joins him. He says, I won't let you go down alone. Lucid just spinning in the back line. As meanwhile, Doran is just diving. He is Cassante. He's like, okay, turret changes, whatever. And he's going to go down to it, actually. Owner, as well, in a bit of trouble here. Ult's coming down, and actually he's totally fine. The rest of the team, T1, does come in and clean him up. There's the ace. And T1 feeling pretty good about their situation here, looking for Elder.
As I was about to say, the only to be picked up, I guess they waited as long as possible for the respawn, or I'm not sure if it was the respawn or if they just want to have the buff for as long as possible to guarantee Baron, and because this is either about to be the funniest story for DK fans about how I did the classic DK thing of stomping game 1, doing a weird pick game 2, and then losing the series.
Yeah.
Or they finally turn it around. And for T1, if they do end up winning, it's the classic lose game 1, win the next 2.
Yeah, or like win game 1 and then fool around in game 2 and then win game 3.
Yeah.
And like they do, both teams do this all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like we come into every new year and we're like, new team, new players, new us. No, it's exactly the same.
Oh, nothing ever changes. Because TP comes in, and all that's left standing is the Nexus, and I don't think it's going to be for very long, Valdez.
Yeah. At this point, Exodia acquired. You've got so much poke with Varus and Viktor. And Curry's just going to send an ult in, knowing that they're going to have to stop them on these turrets, but they're not going to stop anything except themselves, as Doran will go down, so they got him, and that's about it. That's a gigantic storm, and Ew is actually going to be sniped there as down will go the Nexus. It is a Quadra for Guma. And there you go. T1 will take down game 2.